We are learning more about the terrifying morning that a man was attacked and robbed. Then hours later, by the same people, police say, had his home broken into. The victim was left unconscious on the sidewalk for hours before a neighbor found him. Now, 2 months later, 3 teens have been charged with potentially more to come. Tonight, we are hearing from that neighbor as News 8's Adriana Doria brings us an update on the attack and where the investigation stands.
Todd Johnson was walking home from the bar, about a 2-mile walk, but he only made it about halfway before he was found unconscious on the sidewalk. Grand Rapids police say that he was randomly attacked before a group of teens then robbed him and broke into his home. The police chief called his injuries egregious and says Johnson almost died. Now he's out of the hospital and slowly recovering, but the call for justice carries on. Just as the sun began to rise on another sweltering mid-August day, Breanna Scholten's attention was drawn to the sidewalk outside her apartment along Lincoln Avenue Northwest.
It just was crazy, like just waking up and seeing him. He obviously needed help.
The morning light illuminated the outline of what looked like a man.
Grand Rapids 911, what's the location of your emergency?
And even more unnerving was the pool of blood that surrounded him.
We need an ambulance right now. There's a man on the ground. There's a guy on the ground. There's blood all over the ground. He's not responding, and his skull is cracked open. There's blood.
Then a sign of hope for the man who would for a while be only known as John Doe.
He grabbed my hand, and I held it, and he squeezed my hand a few times, and I was like, he's here. He can hear me. He's just not able to respond.
It took several hours after that John Doe arrived at the hospital, critically injured with a brain injury, for police to learn his identity, 48-year-old Todd Johnson. And it took days of investigating for Grand Rapids police to learn exactly what happened that morning.
We very well could be sitting here talking about a murder today because of the serious injuries that Mr. Johnson sustained.
According to newly obtained police reports, Johnson spent the night of August 15th at various bars on Bridge Street. As his night was ending into the early morning hours on the 16th, he went to walk home, a just over 2-mile walk to 8th Street Northwest. But he only made it about halfway, just less than a mile, when police say Johnson was beat up, robbed, and left on the sidewalk unconscious for hours before being rushed to the hospital. Johnson wasn't talking. He couldn't, not while in the ICU with a traumatic brain injury. But his assailants were.
Absolutely disgusting.
Reports say that the teens recorded the aftermath and talked about what they had done on Snapchat.
This is very much a grown-up crime, and it should have adult consequences associated with it.
The police reports show that this wasn't the end of these teens' crime spree. It was just the beginning. Police say the young assailants, after leaving Johnson on the sidewalk, then broke into his home. More than 2 hours later, the call to police came in at around 8:21 that morning from an alert neighbor living near Johnson's home on 8th Street Northwest near Colville Avenue.
Well, the whole situation just did not look right.
The neighbor did not want to be identified, but told News 8 she was alerted by her barking dog about what was going on across the street. Her Ring doorbell video she provided to News 8 shows the teens, some in masks, walking away from Johnson's home.
I looked across the street to where Todd lives, and I saw 3 young teenage gentlemen coming from behind his house, and then 3 more. So there was a total of 6 leaving his house and walking towards that vehicle that was parked across the street.
When police arrived, they found the home ransacked with, quote, multiple drawers and cabinets left open. No suspects were found on scene, nor was the homeowner. Police were unaware at the time that the homeowner was undergoing emergency surgery 4 miles away at Butterworth Hospital. In the ensuing days, police interviewed neighbors and reviewed home surveillance video. They also got search warrants for phones belonging to the suspects. One of the phones showed a video of Johnson on the ground, quote, with a large pool of blood beneath his head. Detectives also found a Snapchat message sent among that group that stated they had, quote, hit that racial slur so hard he fell and hit his head on the cement hard ASF. Police interviewed one suspect who told them everything that happened. He told police they thought Johnson was checking car door handles while he was walking on the sidewalk, and one of the teens said he was going to, quote, knock him out, and ran towards Johnson. Johnson then fled, but they caught up to him, and the beating commenced.
just a lack of appreciation for human life, I think, is what it comes down to.
One of the teens said they decided to, quote, go on a mission to raid Johnson's home and steal his car. They had gotten his address from his stolen ID.
We want to make sure that the message is clear that they did not get away with it, they will not get away with it, and we're going to keep pushing until we hold these young people accountable.
Johnson continues to recover, and those in the neighborhood, as well as the neighborhood where he was found, still remain unnerved and uneasy.
You already are on edge around here, like thinking about like adults, and then thinking it's like kids that beat him up and made him in that condition is insane. Like kids younger than me, like I'm 24, and just like, that's insane.
The case remains under investigation, and Winstrom says he believes there are still more suspects that haven't been charged. At the time of the incident, one teen was charged with aggravated assault, receiving and concealing a vehicle, and illegal use of a financial transaction device. As of Tuesday, 2 other teens were charged in connection to the burglary, charges related to the car theft, larceny of a person, and third-degree home invasion. Due to the fact that they are juveniles, their identities, names, and ages have not been released to us.
And I know at the time we had talked, and you and the family were pushing for adult charges. Do you still stand by that?
Yeah, I do. I think I think adult charges are appropriate in this case, and I think that there is a path to get there.
Meanwhile, Todd's family says he is making progress in his recovery, but still has no memory of what happened.
The wound on his head, I'll never get that out of my head, you know. I'm just glad I could be there.
This should not have happened. And for what? To be cool? To be funny? You almost took somebody's life, somebody's son, somebody's brother. It's just very sad.
These past few months, I have been talking with Johnson's family, who says they are focusing on Todd's recovery at this time. They've been fearful of retaliation and don't want to do interviews at this time, but they say he is getting better each day. Now, they say it's still unclear if he will ever get back to the Todd that he used to be, so certainly a long road of recovery ahead.